So it's been a while since I made a video, and the reason why is very simple. I went on vacation with the family. That's it. that's that simple. Uh, yeah, I just went on vacation with the family. But we're back, and so is Konami, kinda. So every duelist right now is basically waiting for a ban list, and Konami's had probably the worst YCS in history. What I mean by this is normally YCS events ran in California get into the multiple of thousands of players. Actually, I proved in this video. And as everyone waits for the ban list, Konami basically decided, you know what's a good time? When we just recently released a new set with a deck quarter costs $400 that everyone has to run, also not winning this event at all. You know what's a good time, a good thing to do? Make them play a YCS. Don't give them a ban list yet. No. Let's just milk this a little bit more and do one more YCS. So they recently did the YCS and they have 915 duelists. And it might go, wait a minute, V, that's a good amount of players, right? What? No. YCS Pasadena in 2022 got about 1,800 duelists. The YCS in Los Angeles last year, 2023, got 3,225 duelists. And recently, the YCS in Indianapolis got 1,788 duelists. So no, 915 duelists is a terrible number. Now, I mentioned a long time ago that the numbers were going to start falling for YCS events because of how bad Konami is running these events. They decided in the midst of all this, they said, you know what they really want, these players? I know what they want. A ban list? Shut the fuck up. They don't want that. What these players want is a Master Duel Shadow announcement. Oh, man. So there's a Master Duel Shadow Duelist announcement, a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel event. I cannot play the video, obviously, but I'll just, kind of go through frame by frame. A celebrity in disguise, a Cypher the Clear. It's probably gonna be the guy that ran. Let's be real. Noah Lies, I believe his name. It's probably gonna be him. You think it's gonna be any act? You think it's gonna be Robert Downey Jr.? Like, you think it's gonna be any like celebrity or like Keanu Reeves? Any like cool celebrity? I'd be badass if it was Keanu Reeves, but no, it's gonna be probably Noah Lies, which is cool. I mean, that's the best they can do. And that guy's awesome. But it's not gonna be a real. I mean, it's not gonna be a real celebrity. We ain't talking A-list here. It's Konami, okay? I mean, this is such a stupid event. They do so everything, and this is what Konami doesn't understand. Everything you roll out that's not a ban list is gonna be looked on negatively. Oh, you want to roll out a YCS? All right, only 900 players are going. Oh, you want to roll out a master event? All right, you're gonna get clowned on because we want a ban list. Like, it's so bad. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are just kind of upset. So we're gonna go ahead and read this. They said 915 duels have gathered at the same Credit Union Convention Center, looking to kick off the 2025 season with the YCS victory. The next Forbidden Limited list is slated for late August, making this the final event of the current format. At the NAWCQ, we saw the prowess. Bro, I hate when they try to like use like fancy words just to say, yeah, release the core set last minute with a $400 deck core to really fuck you guys over in nationals. Because that's basically what happened. And then we decided to do a YCS to do it again. It gave me one last hurrah before these decks, before the Forbidden and Limited list changes things up. Now, everyone saw this and immediately said, great Konami, I'm glad you guys are communicating more to us. Or great Konami, it's awesome to see that you guys are going to go ahead and focus on the Forbidden Limited list, the thing you said you were going to do before Nationals was even, before Nationals happened. But realistically, what can happen with the ban list? That's ultimately the question we're asking right now. Because all this is smokes and mirrors. I mean, all of it is. The lack of attendance at a YCS should prove to Konami the lack of enthusiasm within the game. Now, I'm not trying to be a doom and gloom YouTuber. I'm still really excited about the game. I'm really falling in love with Edison format. One thing that this format has showed me is how much better Edison format is. But ultimately, I'm really ready to get back into playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! As everyone else is. Now, the Forbidden Limited list is not changes to prize support. I know a lot of people wish we had that or other things. Yes, other duelists are leaving this game, But realistically, what we have here is a chance for Konami to actually fix this. And there's 2 ways to do this ban list. We only have 2 ways to do a ban list. And I feel like every Yu-Gi-Oh player wants it to be the nuke ban list. The odds of a nuke ban list are astronomically low, though it's probably the best alternative to really reset the game, and players will love that. A nuke ban list, the odds of it happening are really, 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 really low. Hopefully we do get that. Alternatively, we have another thing. What can be hitting the ban list to actually mitigate the game? Well, we have several problems, because I'm not sure if everyone understands this, but we have 4 FTK decks in the game right now. 4. That is overshadowed by the tier 0 decks. So the minute you get rid of these tier 0 decks, boom, 4 ways to just FTK you. Like, we have that in this game right now. Not only that, but the other decks underneath the tier 0 decks, they're just as broken. We have tier 0 decks in the way. And then we have tier 2 decks, and those are the players that are like, give us a fair ban list, Konami. If you're playing anything that's not tier 1, you basically want a nuke ban list. Let's be honest. Because if they get rid of Tenpai, well, Snake Eyes is good. If they get rid of Snake Eyes, Tenpai is good. Oh, by the way, there's Yubel over here in the corner. And all these can abuse, well, anything fire besides Tenpai can abuse the Fiendsmith package, which Konami's not going to hit, by the way. I think you're insane if you think they're going to hit it. I highly doubt that will be touched because it's relatively new, and Konami wants to make reprints. So this is all on option A. This is all of the nuke ban list. Now, here's where I go with the alternative approach. And this is the part of the video where everyone gets really mad at me, but please, just think about it. We're getting a new Mochami monster that's basically Max C. And Konami's trying to hit the brakes on the meta, which has gone it's been off the rails. We've had 3 tier 0 formats, where 3 decks, Kashiras, Telements, and Fire, have pretty much dominated the meta. And the best way to hit the brakes is to add what? Ways to stop or slow your opponent down. How can this be done? Simple. You put ways for people to draw cards when your opponent does their spammy 10-hour turns. Fiendsmith turns take forever, obviously. Then you add the rest of the deck core in there, whether it's Bell or any of the fires. It's really goofy. So how do you slow that down? Well, like I said before, you add draw power. The current Mochami will allow you to draw if your opponent's performs from the hand, or normal summons onto the field. That's a draw 1 for every single time. If you score 2 of those, you actually get to draw 2, which is pretty cool. The new Mochami says when your opponent special summons, I believe it's special summons a period or from the extract. I could be wrong. I gotta double check that. But a new one basically says, once again, when your opponent does special summons, draw a card. Once again, if you pitch multiples, you get to draw multiples. Pretty good. Why not release Maxi? Because what Konami is doing is they're releasing soon 2 insanely broken. One's already out, but there's 2. We're gonna have soon 2 broken draw power cards, which we know slows the game down. This is a fact. We know this already. Okay, this is not a question. This is not a maybe. This is exactly what this does. It slows the game down. Whenever you add these draw power cards in, the game gets slower, and the best decks more or less become more mid-range decks. And the best formats we had, I would argue, have been mid-range formats. Think about it. Think of your favorite format. Is it a control format? Oh, my favorite format's Ultra, guys. Or is it a combo format? Oh, yeah, I like Dragon Link Turbo, in which I got a 20-minute turn. My opponent sit there doing nothing. Had a great time, that format. No, it's always mid-range formats, where multiple turns are played, and in which multiple players can have a back-and-forth action. That can only be done, not through a nuke balance, which kind of can be done, but not really. You have to really nuke a lot of shit. It can be done in which there's ways to punish your opponent for overextending via draw. Nibiru is a great card, but when you add these draw support cards in there, it really changes the dynamic of the game. Because if you're gonna go ahead and try to go like, oh, I'll activate Bonfire, add whatever that card, whatever the guy is, proc his effect, and I just go boom boom. Go ahead. I'm drawing every time you special summon. Screw that. Are you going to be able to do your full combo? Go ahead and do Fiends of a combo. Have fun with that. I'll draw for every time you special summon. Let's go. Like, this is going to happen already. We're already getting a card that's going to allow this. Adding Max C would add more of the bricks to the format. It would slow these faster paced decks down, and Yu-Gi-Oh players will have to now think more about, obviously, how to combat it. Alternatively, the argument always would be given, well, V, wait a minute. What if I go full combo? and my opponent just, he goes past turn. On his turn, Max sees me. This sucks. Not fair. Whatever. Sure, it happens. But more or less likely when you have 3 draw cards in the format where you can just throw them on your opponent and say, you do what you gotta do, but I'm gonna get value. And as I get value, I'll be able to draw cards that will allow me to play the game. You see what I'm saying here? When you have 9 cards in a deck that will allow you to do that, it really stunts the amount of which your opponent can actually go full combo consistently throughout a locals, a regionals, a YCS. The format will naturally slow down because of this. And I know talking about Maxi is not a hot topic. People get really butthurt about it. I've been talking about Maxi coming up the bands for years. I get it. But I mean, this makes perfect sense to me. Like it blows my mind away that you guys thinking that Konami's is reprinting all these cards, and they're looking at Maxi and they're like, no, we don't want to reprint that. I mean, even though we just recently reprinted it in the Speed Duel set, we don't want to reprint that. No, we don't want to reprint that because we'll make money. Obviously, we don't want to make money. We're Konami. This is a charity. You know what's about to happen. We all know what's about to happen. 2CR Maxi, another Rarity collection with Maxi getting Rarity printed up the ass. Ultimate Rare Maxi and the new OTS set. Even though there's Ultimate Rare already, Konami don't care. They don't care. They're going to do this. We already know what's going to happen. At best, Maxi gets an errata to say you must control no cards on your side of the field. At best. Ideally. Hopefully. But I do think that this is a more likely route because then you would not need a nuke ban list. We should get a nuke ban list, but once again, the odds of that happening are relatively low in comparison to the alternative option. A nuke ban list would be awesome, to be honest with you, but a lot would have to be hit. A lot would have to be hit. I'll say it again, a metric fuck-ton cards will have to be hit. Realize there's 450Ks in the format, and they're not even seeing as much play because the tier 0 decks are just shitting and everything. Every now and then you'll see a tier 2 deck. Good luck to that kid. So that's what I think is going to happen with the ban list. Obviously, Konami is taking all the information from this YCS, and they're trying to form a regular ban list. And a regular ban list is they're gonna get clowned on by the community because, oh, we'll destroy YuGiOh. Okay, sure. What about the yellow fire decks? We give you a ban list. All right, enjoy your 200-man YCS as the players stop going to these events. Konami has to realize the fact that, like, whenever you hold a YCS event, it's whatever cost they have as Konami as a company, it's the cost of the players to attend these events. So a lot of players are paying for flights, paying for hotels, bringing their $1,000 deck to, at the end of the day, at best, win a couple $100 in prize support. That doesn't even cover anything. Let's be honest. Konami's prize support for the guy who wins the YCS still does not cover anything. Hotel, flight, and what? The deck's not free. The deck's not free at all. So what are you going to do, Konami? You better get your shit together real fast. You better put the bricks on this meta real fast. Because if you do not allow a lot more decks to play into the game and have a limited amount of decks that actually can win the game like we currently have, it's going to get really problematic. And when you release goofy shit like, who's a celebrity? Nobody cares unless it's Robert Downey Jr., Keanu Reeves, or some A-list celeb. And no offense to Noah, Noah's not going to be enough to save Mass Duel. He's not going to be enough to save the crappy events. And he's not going to be enough to just come over here and make a 3,000-man YCS, a 950-man YCS, 915-player YCS, and make that all right. This was an insult. This was stupid. And this is Konami just failing yet again. Once again, they're just milking the teat of the current event. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Konami will hit Fiendsmith, which would be great, by the way, because Fiendsmith is fucking... it's so stupid. Like, it's so dumb. And they released it right before Nationals, which forced every NWCQ player to drop $400 on top of the $1,000 flights or, the $1,000 hotel, whatever it costs for these events to attend these events. So yeah, once again, Konami has a lot of work to do, and I wouldn't be surprised if that work is really just done in a lazy way, in which we just get more draw cards to punish players who combo off. And that's going to create a whole new problem as far as, combo decks being relevant within the game. Can they be relevant in the game? Some can, some can't. Most really going to have a lot of time struggling. And we'll enter a mid-range format, which, once again, is not bad, but if you only play mid-range decks, you're going to want to play a combo deck. If you only play mid-range decks, you're going to want to play a control deck, and that's where things get kind of weird. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments down below. I know everyone's going to be yelling at me about the draw by Maxi. V, stop it with the Maxi. I just can't, because hitting the bricks in the current meta is probably the best way to allow players to play the game. That doesn't solve all problems, by the way. Cards like Shifter would still need to get hit, because that card is broken. And other cards like Skill Drain, broken. But I mean, that's a whole different rabbit hole for another day. Comment down below, guys. Let me know what you think that Konami can do besides a nuke ban list, which I would love them to do. I think we all would love them to do. But what could Konami do to fix the current situation in Yu-Gi-Oh? Anyway, Paisano, it's your boy V, and you guys have a great day.